Hey Denver, Mayor Michael Hancock here. It is time for Friday Mail with the Mayor. First and foremost, Happy New Year to all of you. It's good to be back in the saddle after a long holiday break. I hope you had a chance to rest, to find peace and joy with your loved ones over the holiday season. I know it was helpful for me to get away and kind of breathe and kind of disconnect and just spend time with family. I certainly hope you had the same opportunity. And what a wonderful week of weather we've had here in Denver this past week. And we should have some warm weather this weekend. So I hope you get out and enjoy, and like me, take time to take down those holiday lights that are still coming on every night. But I'm glad to be back with you this Friday. Let's go ahead and get into this. First and foremost, let me remind everyone that next Saturday, January 12th, we're going to get started once again with our Cabinet in the Community activities for the first one in 2019. This is where we bring together all leads of government in the city of Denver, and we go to an area of town and spend about 3 or 4 hours in the community, and we invite the public come, and you get a chance to talk to not only myself, the mayor, but the police chief, fire chief, planning directors, parks and rec leaders. We're all there for a few hours, and we get a chance to face-to-face have a conversation with the leadership of the city of Denver. So we want you to come out and join us to this Saturday, January 12th, Saturday. It will be hosted by Council President Jolon Clark over in District 7. It'll be taking place at College View Recreation Center located at 2525 South Decatur Street. We begin at 9 a.m. and we are done at 11 o'clock sharp. So come on out and join us. It's usually a very good time and opportunity for not only the public, but also for those elected officials and appointed officials to engage with the public. Let's get to the mail. The first one comes from Jonathan and our friends at Den Bike Lanes. And he let us know that there was parking in the bike lanes along 14th just a few days ago. And folks, let me just ask you, listen, I have been one of those folks that we got to allow for the culture to take hold and for folks to recognize those bike lanes. We're at this point now where it's time to just seriously say, stop parking in bike lanes. We all know they exist. We need to be aware, and we need to be considerate that we do have people who are now moving about our city on bikes, and those bike lanes are devoted to those who are on their bikes. And so we ask you to stop parking in bike lanes. Now, police and parking officials have now been given a directive. When we see people parking in bike lanes, they will be issuing tickets. So I want to give you fair warning that we are going to be stepping up enforcement of bike lanes in our city. Public Works has been working on making these bike lanes a little more distinguishable for those of us who are driving in cars to know that they shouldn't be parking there. So you're going to see bollards placed so that prevent people from parking in those bike lanes. But in the meantime, if you see the striping and you see the green paint, those are denoting the fact that this is set for a bike. And so don't park there. We're going to ticket you. It's time for us all to be considerate of those who are commuting in our city via bicycles. So thank you for writing in, Jonathan, and just let you know that we are devoted, committed to making sure that there are passable bike lanes. One last thing, I'm very proud to tell you that before the holidays, I got a chance to see the new machine that was brought to plow the bike lanes of snow. So those of you who are on bikes, when we have snow events in the city of Denver, we will be plowing those bike lanes. And we have a wonderful machine in Denver now to help plow those bike lanes. So thank you for writing in. Let's go on to the next one. I received just recently a posting from Heather on Facebook, and I want to read this to you. She says, Mayor Hancock, can you please make transitional housing and homeless resources a bigger priority? People will freeze tonight, and we know we all went through some very cold nights in Denver recently. We handed out hand warmers and socks today, but those are not even Band-Aids on a night like tonight. Homeless people huddle in front of the governor's mansion. They huddle in front of the state capitol. It's a 30-minute walk from Denver Rescue Mission to Crossroads Shelter. Most of them can make it to the backup options when one shelter is full. What is Denver going to do to help these people? This is not an accessible Denver. Are you talking to the people who need you the most? Heather, thank you for writing in. Let me just tell you something. I want to share with you very sincerely. Since I've taken office, there has been nothing that has risen as a higher priority than homeless services in the city of Denver. My administration has more than doubled commitment to homeless services. We've opened up 3 new shelters, and we've helped to place 6,300 people into stable housing in the city of Denver. Transitional housing has been an absolute focus of ours. We recognize the importance of stabilizing people through transitional housing, and we've done some national model type of programming around transitional housing. And so we certainly understand how this is and must continue to be a priority in the city of Denver. But let me also tell you about the more immediate need that you write about. When people are out in the streets, particularly in very cold nights, and we're experiencing inclement weather, we have 24/7 outreach services that are taking place throughout the city of Denver. Overnight, we have outreach people out there to move people inside. So we got a search and rescue team out there. The whole goal is to move people into the shelters. We have enough shelter beds. We also have navigators to connect people with services, and we're doing that on a 24/7 basis. If people are somewhere where they can't get to a shelter, we actually are spending an exorbitant amount of resources to bring transportation to people to move them to the shelters. I will tell you that one of the unfortunate situations here is that there are some people who are service resistant, some who won't go in. I've been out there. I've helped hand out blankets. I've worked to try to encourage people, along with our outreach workers, to move people to shelters. Some of them simply will not go indoors. And so we're going to stay committed to this. We're going to stay diligent on these issues. I appreciate you writing in, but let me encourage you, if you see people out in the street and you know it's not safe for them, particularly in very, very cold nights, we're going to encourage you to give us a call. We do have a handbook that we can make sure you get. If you request this, we'll make sure it's sent to you if you just send me your address via Facebook. But we want to encourage folks to call 211. And that is our partnership with United Way. We can connect you with services, but we can also ask you where are the individuals and have that information transmitted to our outreach teams. So Heather, thank you for writing in. We appreciate and we empathize with your concern because it's something we all think about on a very regular basis here at the city of Denver. And we want to make sure that our neighbors, our residents in the city are safe. Thank you for writing in. That's about all the time we have this week for this very important conversation, but we're willing to continue to have the conversation as we move forward. You all have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us here for Friday Mail with the Mayor. We'll see you next time, next week on Friday.